Jai Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Srila Bhakti
Jai.
Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Param Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitanscha Om Jnanatimrandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Anmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tvijay Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. So I've come to Thailand. Oh, I've come to Thailand. I've come to Latvia to be with you all. I've been thinking of Thailand. I was just seeing not the foundations, but the first signs of the new temple coming up, and very inspired to see that, very happily. So welcome to you all, and we are on the Latvian Zoom, and we are in the company of good devotees, sincere souls, and I am here to serve, we are here to serve. So we can come first of all straight to Latvia, to Suresh Krishna Prabhu, and ask him your devotional news of the week. And to all of you, if any of you have any questions, it's your opportunity to ask. We are seated together, so don't be shy. You can ask some questions, we can share some topics, but first to Rezegni and to Suresh Krishna Prabhu.
Дандарат Махарадж, Дандарат
Dandavat
Прабхупада, Дандарат всем преданным.
Dandavat to all the devotees.
Так скажем, начался фестиваль, который
The festival has already started for us,
а начнется официально
which will officially start when we meet you in Vilnius, Maharaj. But Friday we'll have the Riga program, or yes, we were this Friday. In Riga, we had the opening ceremony of Bhagavad Gita, and Mohanananda Prabhu, he led that program, and we were quite surprised because quite a lot of people came, considering that the advertisement wasn't very long and there were Latvian speakers and Russian speakers. So we had the program in 3 languages. Mohanananda Prabhu wonderfully presented the teachings of our masters, and we read the 17th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and also we had Kirtan, Prasadam, and everyone was happy. So that was our Friday. And now we're waiting when Mohanananda Prabhu comes to Rezekne. It's coming the 17th of July, Thursday. And we'll have programs here, and then we go to Vilnius, and then we'll have the official start. It's very close, the close beginning of the festival. The tour festival, which will start on the 17th, 18th in Vilnius today.
And what do you have planned for next Saturday morning? I have this question. And what do you have planned for next Sunday afternoon is a question.
Saturday morning, we'll have the program in Vilnius, the public program.
проведем после программы Харинам Санкиртан.
After that, we'll have the Harinam Sankirtan in the
Там, где мы
city,
остановились, это немного за Вильнюсом, потому что в Вильнюсе не
and
смогли найти
we couldn't
таких
find
более доступных
accommodation
мест. Если
in
там был
Vilnius,
дом, то он стоил очень дорого.
proper accommodation.
Мы выбрали за Вильнюсом.
So we chose to a little outside of Vilnius, where we will stay. And Sunday, we will be traveling from Lithuania to Rezekne.
5 часов на переезд.
So 4 to 5 hours for traveling from
В
Vilnius
воскресенье мы просто прибудем
on
сюда
Sunday.
и
We will
разместимся.
just arrive here on Sunday, we will
Мини
settle in,
программа, и
and we'll have a mini
ждать
evening program, and we will be
понедельника утро,
waiting
это
for
Экадыши
Monday
и
morning.
начало фестиваля.
We'll have Ekadashi and the beginning of the festival.
So will there be a Latvian Zoom next Sunday? This is a question mark.
Я думаю, ну, если мы будем только в дороге, будет
Only if we
неудобно
will
в
be,
дороге
I mean,
пообщаться. Мы
we will be
можем
on the
провести,
road.
будем в дороге.
I think we can, but I mean, we will be on the road.
Я думаю, если это удобно будет.
All right.
I'm not
So,
sure.
so we can say we're not going to think we can. We can. And we can always stop somewhere where we've got internet connection. And then we can keep everyone up to date, because I'm sure devotees will want to hear what's happening, and we also want to share what's happening. Okay, and next, so can I just ask, Saturday morning, then what time is the program in Vilnius? I'm asking because I have a regular Zoom at 10, and then you can just let me know whether that will be 10 o'clock your time, whether that will be practice.
10 часов по латвийскому времени программа в Вильнюсе утром.
10 o'clock morning program,
10
Riga time.
Да.
In
У нас
Vilnius.
утренняя программа, потому что там
Morning
местные люди,
program,
которые
because the
помогают
locals
нам с
there,
организацией,
they're helping with the
они сказали, что
organization. They
лучше
said that it will be
лето,
better
Вильнюс, лучше
in the
делать
summer,
утром,
Vilnius, it's
больше
better to do
возможностей
the
будет
morning,
собраться, потому
more
что
opportunity
летом,
for
как в
people to
Риге,
come together.
так и в Вильнюсе
Because
все
summertime,
уезжают
same
в
as
город,
Riga, same as Vilnius, everyone is
утро это более такое,
leaving, going
лучшее
to
время для такой
chill.
программы.
So I do
Потом
the
уже
best time for the
в понедельник мы
program.
вернемся
And
на
then
Okay,
for the
we'll
rest of the
discuss.
day,
Yeah, we'll discuss that later then. That's all good. That's fine. All right.
Извините, не расслышал, Махарадж, я не расслышал.
oh, sorry, what did you say, Maharaj? It was a little noisy here.
I know it was a little noisy there. Zoom is picking up the child's speaking, trying to understand what its language is. Yeah. It's all good. It's all good.
Да, Махарадж, если тему для обсуждения, я как
Maharaj,
раз
maybe as a topic
я
for
подключаюсь
discussion.
Back to Back to Basics на Фейсбуке.
I joined Back to Basics on
Я-
Facebook. I'm
У меня
listening.
просто
And
есть общение с преданными, и мы
I
обсуждаем
have
тему
association,
служения.
discussion with the
Последняя
devotees.
тема
And the
обсуждения
last topic we were discussing was the topic of service.
вот, что мы
And the devotees told me that
Shravanam, Kirtanam,
Shravanam,
это
Kirtanam,
же ведь тоже служение,
Shravanam
когда мы
is
слушаем
also service when we are
к
listening.
9 видам преданного
The
служения.
nine processes of
Вот,
bhakti,
а
of
зачем это
service.
все, вот эта
But,
деятельность, что
but
там
why do we need
делать,
all this activity to do something,
делать ради того, чтобы делать,
to
нам
do something
слушать,
for the
пропитываться,
sake of doing it,
смаранам также
you know?
помнить о Господе,
And
это
then
тоже
smaranam,
служение.
to remember him, is
Но
also
mой
service.
point был о том, что
But my point was that
мы не способны
we're
концентрировать наш
not
ум
capable
на
to
Шраванам
focus
и
our mind on
не
Shravanam.
способны концентрировать наш
We're
ум
not
на
able to
смаранам
focus our
постоянно.
mind on
И
a
то,
constant
что
smaranam.
деятельность физическая,
And
она
this
помогает нам быть
physical activity, it
задействованными в
helps us to
преданном
be
служении. Тем
engaged
самым
in
мы
devotional service.
все
And in
себя
that
и
way,
действуем в этом
we
преданном
give our
служении.
full
И
selves and
мне как раз,
engage
когда мне
ourselves.
задали вопрос,
And
а
then
что
I
же
got a
все-таки тогда
question.
такое
Then
это
what
преданное
is
служение,
what is
деятельность?
devotional service
И вы
then? This
сегодня,
activity.
я когда
And this
об этом
morning
размышлял и думал,
I
задался вот
was
этой
I
темой
was
сегодняшнего зума,
contemplating
и
this
вы на
and I was
Бхакти
thinking about
Basics
today's topic.
ответили, что когда это не исходит свыше, от высшего
When it
Вайшнава,
comes from
то
above, from
тогда
a
это
higher Vaishnava,
деятельность
then that activity, then it is devotional service. But when we are reading a book, and then someone they say, and someone comes and says, Prabhu, you need to wash some pots or something else physically, then that will be devotional service when we go and do something physically, and it becomes, it gets a higher priority than kirtanam or shravanam. So this topic today, maybe we can go into this topic. When is it devotional service? When it comes from the higher Vaishnava, and the difference between activity when we do something compared to, when we are listening or reading.
Well, when you are listening, when you're reading, we hope you are doing something, that you are actually listening and are actually reading the meaning. Oh, it is simultaneous translation. Okay, I was waiting for a translation. Okay, very good. So, our daily program, we do it because this has been advised to us. And when we have been advised to us by Guru Maharaj and by Gurudev, and by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, that advice means we should do it. Oh yes, I've been advised to do it. So that is service. And if we are, in your example, called to wash the pots, then that's fine. But in general, even in one's normal life, you'll have a routine for when you wash the pots, like after the meal, and there shouldn't be pots left over from the night before. This is something we learned very early on in India. They don't leave dirty pots overnight. So that evening's cooking, the pots are washed up straight away. So the pots are always clean. And we see this here in the temple, but that here in the temple means they're following the India standard. So there's a time for washing pots. There's a time for bathing. There's a time for doing your laundry. And there's a time for Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. And so the time when we can get into a routine is in the morning. So we'll try our best to have a routine and not to look for excuses not to do the routine. And actually simple living means that we don't spend lots and lots of time, doing the cooking, washing the pots and everything. It's all done quickly. You cook khichdi in one pot, wash up one pot and one spoon. Oh, just like that. And the Vaishnavas are happy. Sometimes. But yes, if we are like chanting our japa and we are being called to do something, some service, we should understand also where is the call coming from and the necessity. And so again, there's a time for chanting japa. And it's this time of year here and with you, I expect, it's a beautiful time to chant japa before Mangalati. So was it today or yesterday? We're discussing something about service and all the excuses for not doing some service. And I keep thinking I've heard every excuse for not doing service, but still there may be some left over, just like there are unlimited ways that Maya can attract us. Well, there are unlimited excuses, or not excuses. I know very good reason why I should not do some service. And one of those reasons is not washing my clothes. If you're I've got to wash my cloth. And we've had that 10 o'clock in the morning, things need doing. We've had devotees say, oh no, I've got to wash my cloth. And if you're if you go to work in any place you go to work, then the boss asks you, okay, I need this accounting done. And then you say, oh, I'm sorry, I got to go and wash my cloth. I don't think that's going to go down very well. Anyhow, we need to understand that we should be ready and eager for service. And at any moment, we should be ready to change that service. Srila Guru Maharaj gives the example that if the Guru says, I want if I want something, I want a glass of hot milk, and the servitor comes and brings a glass of hot milk, but then the Guru says, oh, I just want some cold water. But if the disciple or the devotee then tries to force the hot milk onto the Guru, who's now given the instruction that he wants cold water rather than hot milk, but if that devotee tries to force the hot milk onto the Guru, say, oh, you already asked for this, you please take it, then that is not service. But to immediately go and get the cold water, that will be service. So that's a simple example of bigger things. And the bigger things are, we may be asked, to run the bookshop, and then devotees running the bookshop, but then some necessity comes. We need a devotee to go and join the preaching party, the village-to-village preaching party. They're short of a person. Please, you go there. But if they say, oh, no, I'm running the bookshop, I'm not going to go, then if he doesn't do the service that's required, but runs the bookshop, apparently doing service, but not doing service, doing his own idea. The guidance has come that we need somebody to go to the preaching field. And Gurudev, always very tolerant when devotees don't do what they're asked to do. And Gurudev always trying to encourage the devotees, but Gurudev also making it very clear, we should do. And this morning in Vila Govinda Ashram, we not only heard, we saw Srila Gurudev talking in Dum Dum Park in Calcutta. And he was saying, do something, be active. So he very much wants the devotees to do. And Gurudev also this morning said, he said, my body is not very tall, I'm not very strong like a wrestler, many things, but I was very strong in mind. Whatever Guru Maharaj gave me to do, I will do that. And Gurudev then said, and I want this from my disciples. I need the disciple to be like this, to be strong-minded. So this morning we were with Gurudev in our Dum Dum Park temple, in Gurudev's Dum Dum Park temple in Calcutta. And then I asked to Abhinavasundara Prabhu, who may be coming through the door. Who came through the door? Kelly. Oh, so Abhinavasundara Prabhu's representative, his wife, Kelly Karamba, is just coming. So anyway, I asked Abhinavasundara, now please describe Gurudev's veranda, where he's sitting, because when you have the video, you can see where Gurudev is. And there we have so much like close association with Gurudev. And there too, Gurudev can give some instruction, this is needed, and then give another instruction, but now the necessity is this, that will have to wait. Then automatically the devotees will follow what he wants us to do. But always we have a standard day, a standard routine, and then according to necessity, then we may be called from that routine to do other things. And if for some reason the pots were not washed last night, then it may be needed. If you want to have any breakfast, somebody better go and wash the pots so they can cook the breakfast. So that generally would be considered as a priority. Seeing as devotees would consider breakfast a priority, one would think, having been with devotees for a few days. Hare Krishna. But even then, if they're asked to wash the pots, it shouldn't be from, oh, if I don't wash the pots, I won't get any breakfast. It should be, I'm washing the pots in service because we're asked to do so and for the service of the Lord. So the Lord gets breakfast and we get his remnants. Hare Krishna. So according to necessity. But we should be careful about trying to make excuses of why we should not chant at least our minimum rounds, why we should not do this, not do that. We should always try to see how we can do our routine duties and what comes which is non-routine, and things are always coming which are in addition to what we would say we can have a normal day. I'm not sure what a normal day is, but man is a creature of habit in one sense, but we must be ready. And as Srila Gurudev said, a good brahmachari is one who immediately can go to another place according to the necessity. Asked to go somewhere, then yes, immediately can go. And Srila Gurudev gave credit to Hari Charan Prabhu, who is similar age to Gurudev and similar age in the temple to Gurudev. And he gave credit for his capacity. If somebody is needed to go somewhere immediately, Hari Charan always ready. Within a few moments, he'll have his shoulder bag, he'll be on the bus, on the train, he'll be doing that. Hare Krishna. And in the video we were watching this morning, and there was a devotee who perhaps wasn't a good brahmachari. Why? Because he was married, okay. But also Gurudev he was married, but Gurudev gave him some instruction the day before, and then he hadn't done it. And so Gurudev expressed in his affectionate way his disapproval. And the devotee said, oh yes, Gurudev, but. And Gurudev did not say on this occasion, but he's certainly been known to say, I do not like the word sorry. I'm sorry, Gurudev, I didn't do this, I couldn't do that, that didn't happen. I know you sent me, but it couldn't happen. No, that's not allowed. Not allowed, because coming from Guru, coming from the higher source, then we've been given that duty, and that needs to be done. And somehow Srila Prabhupada, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada instilled this kind of mood within so many devotees. He would send them to another place to open a temple, and not that supplying them the money, supplying them this, supplying them tickets and everything else they go. No, he's giving them that duty. You go to London, you go to this place, you go to that place and establish a temple. And then the devotees, with that instruction, they work out how to do an extra collection, how to get the funds, how to get started, how to go. When they get to London, who will they meet? Where will they go? Or whatever country it may be. And this way, so many centers came up. And Srila Prabhupada, from nothing, within less than 10 years, he made a worldwide mission. In fact, I mean, from landing in 1965, was it? Or 66, 65, I think autumn, he landed in Boston in America, in the cold, in the wintertime. And then, so 65, 10 years later is 1975. And I was speaking with a devotee who joined in Srila Prabhupada's mission in 1970 or 71, somewhere around there. It's Gopeshwar Prabhu in Ireland. And I was asking him about what was it like to join in the early days. And he said, well, we didn't feel like it was early days. Srila Prabhupada's mission was already established. It was worldwide. We're joining his mission. So devotees very quickly, empowered by Srila Prabhupada, giving the guidance. I want this. I want you to go to this place, open a center. I want you to distribute books. I want you to do this, to do that. They took that on their heads, They took that instruction on their head, and it's Prabhupada at once, and then they went and they did that. And we have so many devotees from that era who, including often Kumkum Devirasi, Srileka Devirasi, different devotees who were from that very early time with Srila Prabhupada. They said, oh, we were 17 years old, 18 years old, but we got instruction. We just went and we did. Okay, I saw a Latvian sneeze there. Translation, okay. So anyhow, this kind of theme, Srila Gurudev was talking today about strength, and this has come up repeatedly recently. So it is a good reminder to us all. And Srila Gurudev wants his disciples. He said, I want my disciple to be like that. That strong mind, like he had. He had a strong mind to do for the pleasure of Guru Maharaj. And what is service? Service is what is given to us, or service is for the pleasure, for the satisfaction of our gurus. And Srila Prabhupada, he didn't go to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur with every question about how to do this and how to do that. He had minimal association, very little association. Less than 10 times he met Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Srila Gurudev explained. And even then it was not intimate, like for long times. He was in giving the class, would meet him afterwards like this. But getting the gist of what was expected of him, wanted of him by his guru, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he took the responsibility to make the decisions, to make it happen. And so it is not always we will go to, oh, only if I get an order, I will do something. When we have Mahaprabhu's order in general to tell everyone about Krishna, go and tell others about Krishna. When we have Mahaprabhu's order and being backed up by all of our acharyas of the recent times, means Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, and Srila Gurudev, and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur, but all they want that the message of Mahaprabhu be distributed. So we will try to follow this. We've got the guidance. We need to look in our heart what will please them. And at the same time, we have others to consult with. But we must be careful always about our own, I think this is good, I think that is good. We must be careful about that, and we must try to understand the heart of Gurudev, Guru Maharaj, and Srila Prabhupada. We must try to understand the directives coming from them of how to apply our, our sensibleness in devotional service, and to listen to them and not our mind. So they've given us so much. And when we read day by day in our routine, we're not sitting reading books all day. It's actually 15 minutes or 20 minutes of Chaitanya Charitamrita, 15 minutes or 20 minutes of another book. That's 40 minutes of your day. It's not sitting for 4 hours and leaving the dirty pots in the kitchen. But it's nourishment. And that's in the morning, and again in the evening a little shorter. In the evening a little shorter. But there are different guidances. In the beginning, it's very good to be in a temple, to get some temple experience, to set us up for the rest of our lives. But most people's temple is their home. Their home should be a temple. The difference between grihastha and grihamedi, the description given in the scriptures. Griha Medi, basically minimal adherence to scriptural advice and a life of enjoyment, absorption, or trying to enjoy and being absorbed in material matters. The Griha Medi, but the Grihastha is an ashram where the home is the temple. And they are seeing everything in service of the Lord, including the wife or the husband, the children, etc. And we've got Krishna's guidance. And his guidance is offer all your food to him. Approach the wise person who knows about the truth. They can impart this kind of knowledge, not gyan, but another kind of knowledge to you. And many guidance is given in Bhagavad Gita, and so many guidance is given by Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Gurudev throughout their flowing talks, questions and answers also. So to know Gurudev's heart, to know Guru Maharaj's heart, and to try to organize our lives in that way so that we can try to get some uninterrupted times in our own temple, our own homes, because probably everybody here, yes, everyone here is living in their home. No one here is living in a temple. As such, maybe Gunali, she's maybe living in the temple in St. Petersburg. But our home must be the temple. And not that it's just we go to church once a week or we go pray, as Guru Maharaj said, we pray 3 times a day or 5 times a day and go to church. But devotional life is a continuous 25 hours a day life. But that's not unhappy, that's happy. That's our journey home. Journey of joy. Journey of joy. And we saw Srila Guru Maharaj's words. We read Srila Guru Maharaj's words. Was it Srila Guru Maharaj's words? Anyway, we read from Guru Maharaj Gurudev or Srila Prabhupada just very recently. Journey of joy. They used that expression, and I was very happy to see that. That there was that expression. And then had dash Ananda Marga. Ananda Marga. Ananda Marga. Marga is the path. And Ananda, joy. And this morning, Rupanuga Prabhu, who is with us, he was nodding his head when I said, but Ananda Marga, there is a society by that name. But I do, as far as I've been told, they don't mention anything of Mahaprabhu and of the actual conclusion of the scriptures applicable to Kali Yuga. I don't know what they do. But because there is a society with that name, which apparently is quite famous, and I said, I'm not sure if it's famous worldwide, but Rupanuga nodded, yes, famous. So I don't know who's heard of the Ananda Marga, but the actual Ananda Marga expression is very beautiful. Journey of joy. And maybe that's where Suresh Krishna got his t-shirt design from. T-shirt idea. Journey of joy.
Maharaj, we are moving on this approach. We are moving on this side. Our retreat name is Journey to Joy, not of joy, but to joy. We are moving that side.
Acha. What about the joyful journey to joy?
That's very good. Yes, we are trying to a little bit to make it short, to remember to Kali Yuga people cannot remember long description, long sentence.
They can remember 3 words, but not 4 words.
Yes, exactly.
Hare Krishna. I have to admit, when I saw the devotees chanting Hare Krishna, actually, maybe I think the first time I ever saw them chanting Hare Krishna, and this was in Nairobi in Kenya, but I heard them chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, this Hare Krishna, Krishna, and it sounded all good. But then I think they were chanting Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda. And I have to say, when I was seeing them, kind of watching them come along, I thought, oh, this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, I can memorize that. But that other long mantra that they're singing, I'll never memorize that. So let's see. Hare Krishna. But then we learn that is a Maha Mantra also. And a very special Maha Mantra. And it's chanted before we chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Again, how do we chant? We've been taught how to chant by those who really know, not experimenting or not thinking it's a nice sound or it's a good idea. So we are following the marga of our gurus, really, our spiritual masters. We're not picking up some parts. We've been shown what is the whole, what is the healthy, wholesome life. And we are following that direction. And a devotee was asking Guru Maharaj about, oh, Nitai, the names of Nityananda and Gauranga, they're so powerful. So should we chant these on our beads? And Guru Maharaj said, no. We are initiated into the Maha Mantra, and it is the Maha Mantra for Kali Yuga. And yes, we chant the names of Nitai and Gauranga, but in the approved way. And we've seen what is approved kirtan. This is why we try to share what we learned and what we saw in Navadip of what is approved kirtan. And when we see like going differently than we've ever heard there, we're not going to say, oh, it's condemned or something. Quite likely the names of the Lord are there. But what we know is approved by Guru Maharaj and Gurudev, and hence by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, we want to follow that. In Shuddha Bhakata Charanarenu there, then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, and it brings great joy to my heart when I hear the type of kirtan ordained by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we want to engage in such a way.
Yes,
service. Yes, Suresh Krishna, yes.
By the way, today with Tatiana, I was like sharing with her how to do puja. He asked me to show her, and I started to show how I learned in Villa Govinda to do it. So, and she told me, oh, I know a little bit different approach how to do it, because in ISKCON they do like this, like this. Why it is? Because all we Hare Krishna, but everyone make this different. And I tried to describe her what is the reason of this, yes. But of course, I think the others devotees from somewhere, they take this understanding, this technology, how to do puja from scriptures, yes. Not, or someone tells them, yes. Or how
I cannot speak for how others learn how to do puja. Our family will learn how to do puja in accordance with how it's done in Chaitanya Saraswati Math. So others, there are many families with different ideas. They may have got something from here, something from there, but we have our family, we've got our guardians. And Srila Prabhupada, you're saying about ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada sent the devotees to Guru Maharaj, to Chaitanya Saraswati Math, to learn the kirtans, to learn the puja, to learn the standards. So again, the gold standard is with Guru Maharaj. The gold standard is with Gurudev, who followed that. So we'll follow what's been given there, and we would like everyone of the Western world who came under the banner of Srila Prabhupada, really everyone should be taking that shelter too. So, but you can say more generally, whether somebody knows that history of Srila Prabhupada saying, go to Srila Sridhar Maharaj. And Srila Prabhupada is bringing his promising devotees to Srila Guru Maharaj. He's saying, I'm bringing you the raw jewel, the raw gems to polish into nice gems, the raw stones, the raw precious stones, for Guru Maharaj to polish into nice gems. So there in the mat, they learnt many things, but many things also evolve naturally. And in our own temples around the world, we see some variation. And I also wonder where some of the variation comes from. But essentially, please chant Hare Krishna, please worship the Lord, please offer your food. And we're not going to get too disturbed or anything that we see things that are done differently. The main thing, actually, as Srila Gurudev pointed out about chanting the name of the Lord, Mahaprabhu said there are no hard and fast rules for chanting the holy name of the Lord. So we can also accommodate that many varieties, and in each family there will naturally develop different emphasis or different mood in every family. Srila Guru Maharaj gave that example. Parents, they have 6 sons, 6 daughters, whatever it is, but they'll go and they'll start their family, and it's not that every house is going to be an identical house. Not that everyone's going to be identical. So there is room for variety. But as much as possible, when we know what is the standard set by Guru Maharaj and Gurudev, we'll be happy there. And if we are a guest in another person's temple, if we go to ISKCON or somewhere else, we're not going there to try to impose anything. We are going there to take what is good. Means we've been invited, or someone's invited us to have darshan, whatever. We'll go and see all the good things, and see that all over the world people are chanting Hare Krishna. All over the world people are reading Bhagavad Gita as it is. All over the world. They've got appreciation. People have got appreciation for these higher values, to use the human life properly. So we won't get too caught up in different method of doing worship, a different method of singing Hare Krishna, different method of this and that. But we will try to ourselves honor the path given by Guru Maharaj. Govinda, Govinda. So Tatiana, don't worry too much.
Tatiana is out with her kid because was a little bit noisy, and she was worried, and she told, we better we go. Yes, and she sent her messages.
But she has some mystic power because she can hear us speaking. Ask her when she comes back in.
Okay.
I can see her. I can see she joined the Zoom. That's how I know.
Да, Maharaj. Мои поклоны
Yes,
Дандават.
Maharaj,
Я
my
присоединилась
obeisances,
на
Dandavat.
прогулке
I
с
joined on my
ребенком.
walk
Ну, в общем-то, я
with
слышала
the
все, что вы
child,
говорили.
and I heard
Большое
everything you
спасибо вам.
said.
И
Very
Сурешу
big
тоже спасибо
thanks.
сегодня
And
за,
Suresh, thank you so much for today's,
за обучение.
for
Так
the
что я
learning
слышала. Спасибо
experience.
большое.
So I heard everything. Thank you very much.
And I'm sure Suresh, I'm sure Suresh is also giving you the reasons why we do this, what we're doing when we're doing any formalities, or apparent formalities. I mean, after all, you bathe Krishna before you dry him. And we've sometimes seen devotees day after day drying Krishna before you bathe him. I'm not sure that works. So, when we learn, and another thing, then you see, in course of time, maybe just doing formality, somebody in good faith thinks, oh no, I was taught you offer the towel first or the cloth first, and then you do the bathing, and then this. But he may have, in good faith, so, oh, I thought this is the formality. And then he teaches somebody else who teaches somebody else, and then before you know where you are, then everyone's offering the cloth for drying before the Lord's bathe. But when we know what we're doing, the substance is very important. That we are offering Krishna these things in this way for this reason. So, some formality is required, like we will bathe the Lord and then dry him. But I'm not sure that's a formality. I think that's, but it's part of learning what we're doing. Hare Krishna.
Yes, and this idea with the ghee lamp, when we offering the ghee lamp, I read it in Chaitanya Arati. Gurudev is writing there, when we change Chaitanya Arati, there is saying that the Vedas, personified Vedas, they worship through the light for deity. 108 Vedas. So like this kind, we are helping Vedas to worship to Krishna. So, and the other idea, because in the past they have no light. They had no light, no lights, no electricity. And during Pujari was offering the ghee lamp, the devotees can see the Lord forms, such kind of idea too. So two ideas why offering the ghee lamp. Yes.
And a third idea is Krishna gets cold when he's bathed with the water from the conch shell. You remember Lord Jagannath, just 3 or 4 weeks ago, he bathed and then he got a cold and then he had to stay in the temple. So also when we bathe Krishna, he gets a bit cold, but he dries off, he's a bit chilly. Then the ghee lamp is there to warm him up afterwards. There's a reason number 3. But reasoning is reasoning. And happily offering is happily offering. And we can say, we offer with anything with love. I mean, we offer the things that Krishna likes with love. We offer what we are being taught in the form of puja, in the form of cooking and giving the food to Krishna. Everything we offer with love, and Krishna will accept it. It's his promise. So make him happy, makes him happy. And actually, I'm a little bit thinking now, you've just opened a little spark of the amazing worship of Badri Narayan in Badrik Ashram in the Himalayas, where the puja goes on in the winter when it's all deep in snow, but the gods do that worship. The gods come and do that worship. Man hands over everything to the hands of the gods. They do the worship. And when they come on a particular day to again take back the worship for the summer months, then they see everything has been offered that morning, the light's there, everything is just ready to be cleaned up after the offering, and then they come in and take over. So it is not only like the novice or something, the gods worship the Supreme Lord. The gods worship Narayan, Vishnu, Krishna, with lamps, with incense, with flowers. So it is pleasing to the Lord, and we can say he is happy. So what things we learned from our masters are pleasing, then We are offering that to the Lord. And why he is pleased, that may be another thing. We may think one thing, but he's just happy to see us offering with love and affection. Hare Krishna. Govinda. And Rasamoy Pandita joined us.
Dandavad Maharaj.
Dandavad. Would you like to say any words on offering with love and affection for the satisfaction of the Lord, of Guru and Gauranga?
I feel very unqualified to speak anything on that, Maharaj. But I was actually hiding, to be very honest, because I have a bit some work to do, and actually I'm very sorry, I didn't set up my video in a way where it's connected to my
It's all right. We're listening to your words. Any word on offering?
Like you said, Maharaj, it's all heart, and I feel that sometimes, I mean, I wouldn't want to be quoted on this, but like, you know, in the sense that it's not always so not the most important thing is what we do, it's how we do it, right? The consciousness behind it, the intention. And there can be emphasis and on the external sometimes in this material world, but really it is all heart and it is all intention. And what Gurudev says is like, it's sincerity is invincible, and Gurudev showed us that so like repeatedly, how he showed us the greatest care and the most affection, and actually that was the fuel that inspired us, and that's what we wanted to reciprocate with, and very meagerly. In my case, I couldn't, but it was the inspiration, the fuel, the heart, and the love, and the deepest care. And I think that's what Krishna consciousness is about in its essence. Maharaj.
And like family, like you say, through that caring attention. And so it's not that we're all like separate entities. You should do this, you should do this, you should do this. But the common goal was the running of the ashrams, the spreading of the name, the books, the this, the that. And it is all one common goal to make everything work together. And Gurudev cared. He cared for everyone. And he knows the result of doing devotional service. And he knows the result of not doing devotional service. And Gurudev has so much heart. He doesn't want us to suffer. He doesn't want us to go in the wrong direction. And with affection, he's always trying to nudge us into the right direction. I think you joined us a little later, but earlier we were saying how we were with him here today up on his veranda in Navadip, a very special place, because we're watching a video with the captions, has done now 163 videos of Srila Govinda Maharaj, prepared by Chinmoy Dev Prabhu here in Vila Govinda Ashram, just next door. And we were watching today one video in the morning time before going online in the morning program. Very intimate, Gurudev, very intimate, but very serious. And his glance, when you see the video, we're reminded of his glance. Strong glance, and you don't want a glance of disapproval. Every dog, faithful dog to his master, then he's looking to the master and he wants some affection and he wants a glance of approval. And when there's disapproval, the dog puts his ears back, looks up, and shows his unhappiness. So we are like we hope the faithful dogs of our masters, and so we don't want that disapproval from Gurudev. And Gurudev's look, a dog can tell what his master means, not only by the words, but just by the look, and then putting his ears back or wagging his tail, whatever it may be. So we don't have a tail to wag, except the brahmacharis, they have a tail in their saffron cloth.
I was actually just looking through some images I had. I was looking for the right image, and I came across this picture of Gurudev. And I mean, what you were saying, Maharaj, just about also his look. And there's one in my mind is very, very strong, very powerful. Need to properly align with what he wants from us. But then I came across this one just now that was so sweet as well, and I'm actually looking for it now, and maybe I can share it. But so kind, so merciful, so much affection, and I'll try to dig it up very quickly.
All right, well, as we're here in Srila Gurudev's room, let me just show you this picture, because this is a merciful picture of Gurudev too. Oh, I have to take it. And this is taken right here, and this is taken by Krishna Kanta. So for everybody to see, I'll try to show the picture without being too fuzzy. This is Srila Gurudev here, and an example of really his gracious glance. Hare Krishna. Paramanand Prabhu is with us, and you've been so silent and tolerant while I've been chatting away, Paramanand Prabhu. Would you like to make a first-hand comment about Gurudev's gracious glance, his personality, devotional service, the formalities? You've got lots of things you can talk about for the next 4 hours, but in a few minutes to share something.
I have to learn, Maharaj, how to condense. I have to maybe apply for courses or something like that.
Gurudev's gracious glance, we'll narrow it down, because you've not only met him, you are a recipient of his gracious glance. And
well, I can tell you one thing. Suresh Krishna Prabhu started from some people saying, why isn't just enough to sit down, chant, and hear and listen? Why so many activities? Why to dedicate whole life? Why to do anything else? And in the end, give yourself wholly to the service to Krishna. And it doesn't sit well with many people, apparently. But I'm just trying to be very short and condense everything. Well, once, I'm just going to give that story. Once Guru Maharaj's very good friend went to chant his rounds in the jungles alone. And Guru Maharaj was very concerned. And then he went to Srila Saraswati Thakur and he told him about his engagements. And he said, oh, by the way, I would like to, if you don't mind, I would like to go and rescue my friend from the jungles. He's chanting Harinam. And then I would like to engage him in service. He's very able. I would like him to preach, to come with me. And Saraswati Thakur said, you do that, and if you do that, you will be his best friend. And then he said, counting beats. And he named this jungle. I just don't remember the name of the jungle. Doesn't matter.
Balihati, perhaps.
Balihati. He said that counting beats in Balihati is not Krishna Anushilanam. And Krishna Anushilanam means actions. I mean, really, it's a short time, but many things can be said on that subject that he brought, Suresh Krishna brought in the beginning. Soul is very active. By nature, it's active. And it happened that we all conditioned soul. Conditioned soul means a soul that misconceives the reality. Means we will be acting in misconceptions, creating another round of misconceived play on the stage, universal stage of Maya. That will be the result. It's just, and Srila Thakur, he liked to apply common sense a lot. Logic and common sense. Just apply common sense. How about you give your best shot and you use your energy, you use your actions, whatever you do. And besides, like Maharaj already mentioned, Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says so many times about it. Yad karoshi yad ashnasi. It ends with that. He's always calling for action. Regardless, he wants action. Even if his best friend is saying, no, I refuse to act, I don't want to act. He said, no, just do it for me. I like active people, especially who are my friends. And because I care about them, I would like them to be engaged in something that is pleasing me, and that is Krishna Anushilanam. And Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, he also explains that Krishna Anushilanam, for us especially, means acts that are pleasing to our spiritual master. Something we do for their pleasure, for their satisfaction. And that includes the Vaishnavas. There's a multitude of gurus, as we know. So we can include everyone in there, because everyone, to some extent, is a guru. So proper Krishna Anushilanam means action. And besides, when it is described, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padisavanam, etc., Shravanam is not to listen to yourself. Your chanting is not perfect. You must listen to your guardian, to the spiritual master, to the sadhu, to the devotee. But how are you going to milk them? How are you going to get those instructions? By pleasing them. So action is already built in. Anyway, I mean, it's just the common sense, basically. So why am I going there? To come back to the gracious glance of Srila Govinda Maharaj. Because this is what's going to happen. If you're really graced by his glance, you're going to be doing things, and you will be very concerned about, are they pleasing him for the rest of your life? So if you actually got that glance, that's what you will be doing, and that will be the evidence that you are the recipient of that mercy. So that's what it means. It's not just look at the photograph and be sentimental about it. And his glance, like someone said, it's like here, it just goes through you and deep inside of you. And that's what it does. It just inspires you to serve. You want to serve. Immediately you're saying, I mean, that was my experience. The first moment I met him, I asked him, what can I do for you? Really? I mean, and so many others. And to such extent that so many people dedicated their whole life attempting to serve him. They may not be perfect, but they're trying their best. And like everybody just mentioned, Maharaj did, Pandita did, it's all about the mood. Really, it's all about the mood. To please Krishna is very difficult because we don't know what he likes. I mean, we know something what he likes, but his wheels are so infinite. Just think about that story. There's a reason why that story is described to us about Shaligram Srila and the meat seller. And try to digest and accommodate that. Then you can understand. But we know for sure that if we can satisfy a devotee of Krishna, and Krishna says himself, there's nothing he can do but to be satisfied with you, because you satisfy his devotee. Really, he cannot overcome, he cannot override that. He is already captured by the love of his devotee. So if you do something for the devotee, you're pleasing Krishna. And that's Krishna Anushilana. So we always come back to that point. That's why Srila Saraswati Thakur mentioned, where the Shaktas, but where the Shuddha Shaktas. We're worshipping the energy of the Lord. We're worshipping the devotee of the Lord. And that's where we take our shelter. And that's where we see Krishna, and through whom we see Krishna. They are the givers of the reality, revealers of the reality. And that is their gracious glance.
Jai Srila Gurudev ki Jai, Jai Srila Guru Maharaj ki Jai. Yes, Suresh Krishna, are you satisfied?
Yes, Maharaj, fully. And here comes the future, because after 1 week, in 1 week, we'll be together, and this Krishna Anushelanam will appear here in Latvia. Our Latvian ashram will appear for some short time, for some short period, but we will have opportunity to serve each other under the guidance of Srila Madhusudan Maharaj, and we'll be together and happily do our practice together, and each will have an opportunity to have an action, seva action. So this will be realized in our near future after 1 week, as I told. Hare Krishna.
Indeed, this time next week, we should be, or next weekend, we should be with you.
Yes, and we will try. And we will try and manage our Zoom somehow. Yes, we can try.
Yes, no, we'll not try, we will do.
Yes. Okay.
And I have a one-sentence quote, because we were hearing from Paramanandu just now about the devotees and pleasing the devotees. So here is Srila Guru Maharaj saying in his illumination of the 10th verse of Upadashamrita, we should come direct through the favorite disciple of the Lord and begin service as much as we are given permission. Gradually, we are to go towards the Ananda Marg, the path of joy. That's combined two things. It actually was the favorite devotee part I was linking to from what Paramananda Prabhu was saying, but also has here the Ananda Marg, which is what I was referring to earlier, the path of joy. The journey of joy. Now, the joyful journey of joy. I know, too long for your t-shirts. Hare Krishna. All right, dear devotees, I pass over to you, Suresh Krishna. We're happy to be with you and all the assembled devotees from north to south, east to west, happily here. And Tatiana's come back with her child.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Safe and sound.
Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Rakshak Siddhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Achay Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Shri Guru Gauranga Gantharva Govinda Sundar Ji ki Jai. Giriraj Gordhan ki Jai. Shri Nitai Gauranga Ji ki Jai. Guru Parampara ki Jai. Guru Varga ki Jai. Namacharya Shurgas Thakur ki jai, Shri Panchatattva ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Tulasi Maharani ki jai, Jai Srila Bhaktiram Jan Madhusudan Maharaj ki jai, Jai Shri Chaitanya Saraswati Acharya Vrinda ki jai, Jai Shri Pat Paramananda Prabhu ki jai, Jai Shri Pat Yadu Krishna Prabhu ki jai, all assembled devotees ki jai, Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Nitai Gaura
Oh,
Premanandi Hari.
Premanandi, Hari, Hari Bol. And by the way, a beautiful picture, the picture Pandita pointed out is in the chat box, and we've downloaded it. You can download and see also. This is Srila Gurudev, as you saw here also, Srila Gurudev. And yes, Narayani, happy to, are you still with us? Oh, she disappeared. She's gone from the screen, but happy to have the company of each of you, and we'll meet again next week, as you've heard, and we'll be together there in Latvia to share in Latvia and from Latvia to you all something on the topic of Krishnānushīlana, the cultivation of Krishna consciousness, in case any of you didn't catch that word, which we've heard several times today. Krishnānushīlana, it is means cultivation of Krishna consciousness. So this is the purpose of our lives, and we are fortunate to be on that Ananda Marga, the joyful path to home. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Yes, Narayani, you're here with us indeed. So I was introduced to you, and we're happy to have you with us, and happy to have each of you with us, and Ranga Didi in Germany, Vasudev Prabhu, Venu Gita Didi, Rupanuga Prabhu, we mentioned, he's been with us all the way through Gunali Devidasi, Lavanyamoy Didi, Jadu Krishna Prabhu, always very happy just to hear your name makes us happy. Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, likewise, very educated, a sober-minded devotee, much appreciated. And Tatyana, of course, there in Vesekne, happily. Seva Rupa Devi Rasi, South Africa. Jai Gauranga from the Southern Hemisphere, also in Australia. Juvati in the Baltic States, we'll be seeing you also very soon, happily. Indubala, just here nearby. Paramananda Prabhu, just here nearby in Japan. And Hari Gopal Prabhu, our hard-working translator. Well done, Prabhu. We appreciate very much. And of course, here, Kamala Sundari, she's going to be the Krishna conscious yoga teacher for the programs in the Baltic States. And the representative of Abhinava Sundar Prabhu, Kelly Kadambar, is here also. She'll be following you and following us as we travel in Latvia next week. Dandavat Pranam, all best wishes, and to all those who are hearing the recorded version. Of course, we appreciate all of you. Jai Gurudev, Jai Guru Maharaj. Dandavat, Dandavat.
Dandavat, Dandavat Maharaj. Dandavat devotees, Dandavat Degi Predanные, Dandavat. See you next Sunday. Hari Gopal Ji, Prabhu, спасибо за перевод. Харе Кришна. Dandavat.